Three, two, one. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Ash on Comics. I'm Ash, and here's today's comic. Batman Detective Comics 1014. Can you believe 1014 issues? Dang. Wow. Tomasi and Doug Mahnke are creating a signature look and feel for Batman and Detective Comics. I've really grown to like it. I wasn't a big fan of Doug Mahnke in the beginning. I still think his art looks very scratchy. You can see here on this cover. Part of that's maybe the ink job, but it's just really kind of sketchy. I like more clean lines. However, for Batman, an ugly style, I call this ugly, but it's not really that it's ugly. It's just a messy style like this works, because Batman is more of a kind of a dark, ugly look to it. Peter Tomasi took over Batman Detective Comics on issue 994, and he launched his run with a bang. Issues 994 and 995 were fantastic issues that got me hooked. I wasn't really into Detective Comics, even though I do promote James Tynion. I never got Detective Comics because I'm not a big Bat Family guy, and I didn't know James Tynion that well back then to really promote him. So maybe if he nowadays would be different, because I now believe in him more as a writer. But anyways, be as it may, he left, and there was some dead space. Brian Edward Hill took over, did a run, one arc run that was really enjoyable. I liked it. I bought that just for his work and was pleased. James Robinson came and did like a 6-issue arc. That was kind of meh. Detective Comics hasn't been a bad book. It's just sort of been there. And unbelievably, it's just been in the shadow of Batman, which Tom King has been just murdering. Now, Tomasi came on, and with the help of Doug Mahnke's art, just turned Detective Comics around. Turned it into a top-tier title and gave it some consistency that it needed, gave it a visual style that it needed, that fans could kind of expect. And DC needs to keep this style on. I don't know why they can't just keep Mahnke on every issue. Oh, that's right, I can, because they do bi-weekly books. And when you do bi-weekly books, the artists can't keep up. So you need a different artist, or you need to give them a break. And you know what? If you want 2 issues of Batman a month, you got 2 titles, which is what you got, DC. But that wasn't enough. You actually want 4 issues of Batman a month. So make 4 Batman titles. I don't want to be forced to buy your books twice a month because of this. Sell me on the quality of 4 Batman books, if that's the case. You know that you can't, which is why you don't have 4 Batman monthly books. This is a scam that Marvel really pushed and you guys followed, because for whatever reason, DC, you have not been able to think for yourselves for decades. You're poorly managed, which is surprising because you managed to do some really great things. So I guess you're not completely poorly managed. You're just poorly managed. Anyway, I'm going down a black hole. Let's get in with this book. Now, we left off the last issue. By the way, this is the 3rd arc of Tomasi's run. He had a couple like one-shots and like 2-parters that I don't really consider arcs. And they were fun. There was like a Joker one-shot issue that was really fun. There was a Spectre 2-issue arc that was also really fun, with Kyle Hott's arts that I really liked. He also did, I think, a 3-issue arc with Deadshot that was really kind of filler, kind of led into this. It had all the Year of the Villain stuff. And I guess I got to talk about Year of the Villain. Let's go back here. See the Year of the Villain top here. One thing I like about this book especially, it's really important. The reason I want to mention it here is because Year of the Villain has been something I've been touting a lot. I really enjoy, I don't want to say I enjoy. I really respect what DC is doing with Year of the Villain. It's a very unintrusive event. It's the kind of event where you can enjoy it at your leisure, and it doesn't force you to buy tons of books here and there that you normally wouldn't buy to enjoy the book. One thing I absolutely cannot stand is when it's like, oh, here's Detective Comics 1014. This is part 4 of a story that took place in Green Arrow, then it was a Nightwing, and then you had to buy this, and you're just like, I don't buy those issues normally. And so now I read this issue, and then I go, I don't understand anything. It just is not narratively, it's not making sense. I hate that. But Year of the Villain hasn't been doing that. It has a central theme, and then each book gets their own part, and you can follow that part in their own book. These are stories you would read anyway, so you're not outputting extra cash that you don't feel you need to. And the other stuff is sort of there saying, hey, if you want it, if you think it's worth your money, come get it. It's here for you if you want it. But if you don't get it, you're still going to be able to enjoy the stuff that you do buy. And I think that's fantastic. I have to give DC props. That's how events should be. And I want them to continue. However, Year of the Villain's also been a bit of a dud. A lot of these books, you're reading this whole banner at the top, Year of the Villain, you got like The Gift, and then I forget every month is a new thing. And it's like the books have just sort of been like half-assing it. Like in Hawkman, it's just been even like put off. Like this is not even affecting the book. But here we see Tomasi. This is where I'm getting at. Tomasi's really embracing it with the Victor Fries storyline. And it's good. It's given me new love for the character. So now let's get into the actual book. Where we last left off, Nora was just resuscitated by her husband, Dr. Fries. And that was like, boom, the cutoff. You're like, oh, shit. So now here we are, Gotham Pine Barrens. But I begged you not to do it, Victor. I pleaded with you. I wanted to fight the cancer on my own terms. I didn't want to be frozen. Absolute zero in T-minus 15 seconds. I had no choice, Nora. I had a chance to save you, and I took it. A chance? You weren't sure it would work? Absolute zero in T-minus 14 seconds. No, I wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a gamble. Absolute zero in T-minus 13 seconds. What? That you made with the remaining year or two I may have had left with my life? Absolute zero in T-minus 12 seconds. You wanted to do battle against a foe that couldn't be defeated. You were braver than I was, darling. I was not prepared to lose the love of my life, while you were prepared to risk it all. Absolute zero in T-minus 11 seconds. A Cold, Dark World. Awake by Peter Tomasi, Doug Mahnke. Here's all the credits, blah, 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 blah. You can see them all. What are you doing? What am I wearing? Just relax, Nora. Absolute zero in T-minus 10 seconds. This is necessary for your survival at this juncture. Why did you put this helmet on me? I want it off now. Please, Victor, I can't breathe. Absolute zero in T-minus 9 seconds. Nora, look at me. Do you think I would let any harm come to you? Absolute zero in 8 seconds. Calm down. You're hyperventilating. Take slow, deep breaths. I was in that tub and now I'm in this thing. I want this helmet off my head. Why won't you help me? T-minus 7 seconds. There was damage to this vehicle, and I had to patch the fissures and let the special power cells recharge. Your body and brain are in danger until the temperature hits absolute zero. That is why you are wearing the suit. It is keeping your body cold. I don't care, Victor. I need to breathe. I need to feel the air on my skin. I'm taking this off, even if it means breaking it. It's only a matter of moments before absolute zero is achieved. Nora! T-minus 4 seconds. I'm not waiting to live my life any longer. 3 seconds. I beg you, Nora, don't remove the helmet until... 2 seconds. Absolute zero within confines achieved. I implore you, Nora, for safety's sake, keep the helmet on until we have a stable absolute zero for at least an hour. No, Victor. I'm fine. It's just like coming up from a deep dive. I need to get my bearings. So I'll stop reading there. I do my thing where I like to just give you a feel of where the comic is going. And we see this thoughtful interaction between Victor and his wife. And it's something I've personally never seen before. Maybe longtime Batman fans have. This isn't for me. And I thought the dialogue and the interaction was touching. Victor is a man who will do anything for the love of his life, even if it means, screwing the rest of humanity. Like, he will see the world burn in order to protect his wife. And it's one of these villainous, sort of like sociopathic ideas of love. It's a selfish sort of love. And it works really well as a villainous motive. And I love seeing this. It makes Victor Fries a compelling character. It's something that we, even though hopefully we're not villains, we can at least appreciate having someone that we care about and we would do almost anything for. So we get a great scene of them talking, and they're talking about their past lives and the things that Victor's had to do. He says, "I've been so lonely without you. If you only knew how long I dreamed of holding you tight, touching you, kissing you." And then they do kiss. "This is all happening too fast, Victor. I've been frozen in time. My life, the life I had built, has passed me by. With everything I've been through, I think I need to..." "Everything you've been through? What about me, Nora? What about the life we're building together? Working hard, playing hard, enjoying the finer things, passions and dreams realized, a future brighter only because we'd be together to face it. But a malignant darkness pushed at the edges and threatened to shut out all the light in our lives. Drove me to find a cure to the cancer that stole you from me, by whatever means necessary. Even if failure reared its ugly head over and over, I would fight back with every ounce of my soul against whoever and whatever stood in my way of listening to your heartbeat once again." This is how Victor becomes Victor Fries. And it's a great sort of origin story for those of us who aren't longtime fans and know the character. "And proving that hope is eternal, even if that means sacrificing innocence on this resurrection road I had firmly dedicated myself to traveling down as Mr. Freeze, the scourge of Gotham. So, my love, you've remained young, I've gotten older, and each of us has been through our own hell." And so I thought that was really cool. It was very concise, short. You didn't spend a whole issue, but you understand where Freeze is coming from, and you care about these characters, even if you don't necessarily root for them because they are villains. We go back to the Batcave. We get a little bit of levity of Alfred wearing the Flash mask, which he's doing to conceal his identity. And of course, we get to make sure this is all before Batman 77, where Alfred is killed. Spoiler alert: Tom King killed Batman unceremoniously, Tom King killed Alfred unceremoniously, presumably so that soon-to-be wife Catwoman will be able to take his place as Batman's partner, if you will. Don't even get me started. So they're working on trying to figure out what's going on. Batman's doing his detective work, as fitting to the title of Detective Comics. And I won't go into all the details here. Obviously, I read way too much of the books to you anyways. They decide they need to go to Wayne Tech, because apparently Wayne Tech has got more sophisticated stuff than the Batcave, which I thought was a little weird, but okay. We got Lucius Fox, who seems pretty manly, more than I'm used to here, but that's fine. And they're putting together the different ideas of what they think is going on. Again, it's like more detective work, putting two and two together, when all of a sudden there's a breach and Victor Fries shows up. We get this cool full page spread. Apparently it didn't take long for Nora to acclimate. She's got a gun. And now she's wearing the old Dr. Freeze suit, that we were used to, with the glass, not really a helmet, but, the head covering. So that, of course, Victor Fries doesn't know Bruce Wayne is Batman. He just knows him as, Bruce Wayne. Good evening, Mr. Wayne. Hello, Mr. Fox. And Victor Fries is there because some of his stuff that he needs, some of his serums and different experiments and things that he's worked on while he was used to be an employee of Wayne Tech, he kept hidden as mislabeled materials that only he knows about. And since Batman kind of thwarted him, he's here now to get these backup materials. And so he kind of robs Wayne Tech. And Bruce and Lucius can't really do much. And we get this little kind of foreboding thing here where Nora's just like, time to go, Victor? Yes, Nora, time to go. I would do anything for love. Pray you don't ever have to, Mr. Wayne. And I thought that was a little bit foreboding. Hopefully it is, and something comes of it. Later, in Gotham, the dream is over. Reality has rightfully overtaken it. It has all gone according to plan. No more boots, no more insulated gloves, no more containment suit, and no more helmet. Just my angel free to soar in her new skin, in our new life. And so it's kind of, beautiful little moment here, a little touching. He's like, brava, brava, wonderful, beautiful. Thank you for this special night, Victor. And this is for you, darling. There is nowhere you cannot go. After you change, we will greet the world. And then you see like all these bodies just frozen. And she's just oblivious to it. We'll greet the world as the new Mr. and Mrs. Freeze. So one thing that I don't fully understand from Tomasi's writing is, Victor Fries became the Scourge of Gotham in order to save his wife. Like, it was his motivation. Apparently, he has now saved his wife. He's gotten what he wants, but he's still going to continue being the Scourge of Gotham. I thought that was just a means to an end. So hopefully Tomasi explains that a little more. Also maybe explains why Nora would just suddenly, she's got no reason to become all evil and villainous. Hopefully there's something explained as that. And that's it. They see a large symbol in the sky, which is behind them here. And they're like, what is that? I presume it is a sign triggered by the man who gave me what I needed to bring you back, Nora. But this doesn't concern us. I believe it means Lex Luthor has just made his opening statement. And that's it. So, this was another fun book. The previous 2 issues have been really rock solid. This was also solid, but in a different way, giving us that personal moment between Freeze and his wife and the motivations of what's driving him. These have always been things that have fascinated me about Batman books. I've always had this idea that the best Batman books are about the villain, and Batman is just sort of the catalyst. He's just there. If you've ever seen the film Silence of the Lambs, that film, to me, is what a Batman story should be like. It's about the criminal. It's about the psychosis, and the profiling of the criminal, like what drives them to do what they do, and what the detective has to end up doing to ultimately catch them and stop them. But he almost takes a back seat. Clarice Starling is the star of Silence of the Lambs, but she takes a back seat. Do you understand what I'm saying? Great Batman stories are always that way. And this story, this is Tomasi kind of giving a nod, maybe not exactly to what I'm saying, but to the general concept. And you can see here, Monkey's art is beautiful. I love the look of Nora. I like the look of Freeze this way, with the goggles. Just looks really cool. I think the old glass dome thing over the head, it's kind of antiquated. Anyways, that's my take. I enjoyed this book a lot. Didn't have a whole lot to talk about. It was pretty straightforward. This is the 3rd book of the arc. Very much enjoying it. I think this arc is a very solid jumping on point If you're looking for somewhere to start collecting Detective Comics, get the first one. Or you can go all the way back to issue 1000 is a great starting point. Or starting at Tomasi's run, if you want to be complete, 994 is where to go. This is a solid book. This is the kind of book that we all, if you were part of the community that was like, oh, comics are just crap nowadays, this is the one that proves you wrong. This is how comics used to be, how comics should be, and how comics still are when you're getting the right ones. Remember, just learn the right names. Peter Tomasi, Doug Wonky on art. Whatever they're going to do is going to be solid. And thank God that they're doing Batman, because the other book isn't. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.